Right, I'm here today to demonstrate how effective levels are in Photoshop, and it's one of the most quickest and easiest things that anyone can do, which dramatically affects your images, and I'm going to show you how. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to File, and we're going to Open, and depending on what you have it defaulted onto, we're going to find an image, and today we're just going to click that first image there, and we're going to go Open. Okay, so now we have a preview of the image here, and you can see down here how we've got in our layers palette, so it says layers, we've got a background image there. What I like to do first is always like to duplicate the layer. You don't always have to do that, but this is just a good way to show you the differences between leveling and not leveling. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click and we're going to duplicate layer. Now you can call that something if you like, and that bells in this example, and go OK. So now you can see how it's down here as it says bells. So now we've got two layers, the background layer and the bells layer. So whatever one you have highlighted or we're clicking on is the one that you're going to be working on. So we're going to be working on the new one called bells. So the next thing that we're going to do is adjust our levels, and that's pretty easy and it's pretty self-explanatory. So I want to adjust the image and use levels. So I'm going to go to Image, Adjustment, Levels. One thing I do want you to start taking note of though is shortcuts. I love shortcuts, and then I'm going to show you in the next video how you can do this really quickly using shortcuts, and it may take you 30 seconds to do this. So in this case we're just going to go to Image Adjustment Levels and we'll click on that. Now this brings up the histogram box, and you can move that around as well. So you can see here in this histogram box how it shows and demonstrates to you what tonal range is in the image. Wherever the black is, it indicates the range. And this down here is the blacks in the image. This is the mediums, and this is the lights. And so what we're going to do is we're going to toggle between those. So you can see how if I move my blacks all the way up here, it goes really dark. And what I want to do is keep them about here. My midtones, I can play around with those, and my lights. And I'm going to pep those whites up a little bit, and then I'm going to back it down with my midtones. And so what I'm doing is looking at my screen going, yeah, that looks quite okay. And it really depends on your screen calibration as well. Anyway, what we've done here is I've increased my blacks and added a little bit more whites into it to balance out the contrast. Then if you're happy with that, you go okay. So now you can see it's a preview of the leveled image. I'm going to then show you this eye here. If you click those eyes on and off, it shows you, it doesn't show that layer. So I'm just going to click that eye off, and you can see the difference between that's the unleveled layer with the eye on. Then I'm going to click on this eye, and it shows you the difference between the leveled and unleveled. And nearly in every single case of a photo that you ever do, it'll dramatically improve the levels. Of course, you can go too far, and when you're beginning Photoshop, you do tend to go over the top a little bit. My advice is to always keep it natural. So that is levels, and then what we do is if you're happy with that, you can flatten the layer. So you go up to your tool layers palette, layers up the top, and then you go to flatten image, and so that's made it one image. I then am going to File, Save As. I then can save that as bells leveled. I've already got a couple of them there, so 3. And I'm going to press save. And I'm not going to go into what files and why at this stage, but we just had it on default as JPEG. Always keep the maximum file size if you can, and go OK. That is it. That is levels. I hope you enjoyed the video.